Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with V-Rising. Game is still in early access, but it is an undoubtful hit of 2022. In this diablo-like action RPG, you will awaken as a weakened vampire after centuries of slumber, hunt for blood in nearby settlements to regain your strength while hiding from the scorching sun and aggressive garlic cloves. You will also have to rebuild your castle from ruins and convert humans into your loyal servants in a quest to raise your vampire empire. People on Steam are talking that combat here is largely dependent on skill and not on RNG, which is undoubtedly one of the best features of this game. Also, the co-op part of V-Rising is made very well, so if you have a friend, you have all my recommendations to play this game together. And I literally mean together, not against each other, because the PvP part of the game is pretty boring. Well, for now, as I've mentioned, V-Rising is still in early access. Chronicon.
What is this nonsense? A 2D game in the list of games like Diablo? I will quit this video so fast!
No, wait! Game is in 2D setting, but an overwhelmingly positive review score left by 7,000 gamers should really get your attention. You'll find 5 large acts, each with their own storyline, 4 unique classes, procedurally generated dungeons and areas, local co-op up to 4 players, remote play together support, 400 unique items, 900 skills, abilities and perks, hardcore mode and zillion of other things. People on Steam are talking that Diablo Immortal is pure garbage if you compare it with Chronicon. Many people on Steam are stating that this is the best action RPG game they have ever tried in their lives. And for some guys, Chronicon is very simple and boring, so basically it still can disappoint you. But the chances are really slim, and the price is nice, don't think twice. Titan Quest Anniversary Edition. In this version of the game you will get better resolution, larger camera distance, multiplayer, mod support, Steam achievements, improved enemy and pet AI, countless bug fixes, dozens of new heroes, and so on. People on Steam are talking that the game has stunning level design, great monster variety, wide selection of skills, great voice acting and music, also it makes your balls bigger and the amount of content overall is more than satisfying. Well, I'm not completely sure about that balls part, I may have lied here, do not judge me and grow them on your own. Titan Quest is a great game, one of the most loved by the action RPG community, and I couldn't recommend it to you enough. It is literally like a potato itself in a delicious potato salad. Grim Dawn. I must warn you, at the Steam store I found reviews of this game with thousands of hours of playtime. People are playing it for months and even years, so it can hook you really hard, and instead of doing something useful like, petting your cat for example, you're gonna play Grim Dawn all the time. But if you are not afraid, if you think that Grim Dawn will not suck your time like an endless abyss, you must try it. Grim Dawn has a wonderful dual class system where you can combine any of 6 classes with over 25 skills and modifiers per class. You will also enjoy kiting and evading monster attacks because here it actually matters, and all of that is decorated with a wonderful art style. Game has very positive review score on Steam left by more than 65,000 people. Fun fact, this number is about twice the population of Liechtenstein. Yeah. Darksiders Genesis. You'll tear your way through hordes of demons, angels, and everything in between on your way to hell and back, with guns blazing and swords swinging. The game has really great humor and very positive reviews on Steam. It is really well balanced to play not only in single player but in co-op mode as well. In general, it is a solid hack and slash game. It's kinda obvious that developers put a lot of work into this game, although it's not flawless as well. The camera angle and its overall functionality will fill you with rage more than it should. Some people on Steam are even saying that this is the worst camera they have ever seen in years, and those virgins know their stuff very well, so keep that in mind before you buy. Victor Vran. Gamers all over the world are talking that a vast array of powerful weapons, game-changing outfits, optional challenges and hidden secrets are very enjoyable, as well as dodge rolling, wall jumping and entertaining boss fights. Solid voice acting and graphics are also in-game, as well as great camera angles and the ability of rotating it. Yeah, suck that, Darksiders Genesis. Also, Victor Vran is the most metal game I have ever played. Well, along with Brutal Legend with Jack Black, Victor Vran has an entire DLC dedicated to the Motorhead band. How cool is that? Spoiler alert, very cool. They aced that DLC, and if you like metal, Victor Vran is the choice for you, no doubt. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. I'll be honest, there were like 12 other games that could go into the spot, because despite Van Helsing being a legendary action RPG game, it has problems, like numerous bugs, lame targeting system and a bit shallow character builds. But anyway, this game is really entertaining and also huge. You'll find a campaign with over 50 hours of gameplay. But let's not forget that this is not one game but 3 in 1, told as one continuous story, with 6 playable classes and a new endgame mode with a huge variety of open missions. The coolest part for me was the humor. The game isn't trying to portray itself as a serious title, it entertains with words as well. Also, if you are in doubt, you can download a free demo version at first and try it out. Book of Demons. It is a surprisingly good game, ignored by many just because of how it looks, like we were during school years, bunch of nerds. Anyway, here you can decide the length of the quests, wield magic arts instead of weapons and slay the armies of darkness in the dungeons below the old cathedral. Yeah, I bet you heard that somewhere. Well, as I've said before, stealing a plot from original Diablo is kinda dumb, because this plot is dumb in general. There is a cathedral and there is a demon beneath it. That's kinda it, and that's boring. You know, you can create a really creepy, captivating story instead of this. A cursed GameSpot store or an abandoned beer factory would be a nice place to start, for example. Anyway, the game has 91% of positive reviews and is kinda cheap, although not as cheap as your sister. Last Epoch. The game is in early access since 2019, so it's really close to the final version now, and to prove that I will say that it will take you about 13 hours to beat the main story here. That is not much by comparing it with the games like The Witcher 3, for example, but there is no tradition to make action RPG campaigns longer. The main focus is on your character and not the story itself, and Last Epoch is a great example of that, meaning that NPCs here are kinda blank, the lore and story is not very engaging, but the gameplay itself is really nice and very entertaining. I like the graphics, colors, build styles and some really original looking enemies. Also, despite the fact that this game is in early access, 87% of reviews at the time of creating this video were positive. Path of Exile. A lot of all-time players now are raging at this legendary game because of several recent changes. Players are talking that Path of Exile is revolving around casino-like reward structure and previous cool balance is in shambles. The drop rate was severely reduced and everything that dies explodes or spawns a death ball of something that follows your character around and you can't stop moving anytime. Despite that, keep in mind that Path of Exile is free to play. Of course, it tries to feed itself on your inner greed demons, trying to convince you to buy some cosmetics or storage space, but if you can stand before that urge like a true warrior you are, nobody's taking a cent from you. Also, in-game your power is limited only by your skills and items, not by money you spend. Game is constantly updated, so if it's not very lovable now, it may be in the future. New areas and mechanics seem to come every quarter, and Path of Exile 2 is on a corner as well. Hades. This is one of the most known action RPG roguelite games in our universe and probably in a few parallel universes as well. Here your goal is to avoid dying, but the game's mechanics are made in a way that you will die anyway, and that will happen constantly. Good thing is that those deaths will make you stronger. That is the beauty of Hades, you know, like in other games, you die, you rage quit and then immediately uninstall, but here instead of that you will try again and again and again, because it's fun. It's like stabbing your arm with a fork over and over again, but instead of pain you feel, I don't know, the amazing taste of potato salad. Yeah, with your arm. Deal with it. So stab yourself over and over again until you feel shockingly obese. You know, obese with happiness. And if you like this top 10 video, you will definitely love the way longer top 40 games like Diablo video as well. Click on it. Do not hesitate. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.